Hey, hey, hey. Yes, this
Hello,
is going to be
everybody.
a good one. This is great. Welcome to Studio C Sessions on the Summit FM and on PBS Western Reserve. Studio C Sessions are made possible by Wayside Furniture and Blind and Sons. And today, some real favorites in our region, some real yinzers are up on stage. It's Joe Grushecky and the House Rockers. Welcome.
Hello.
So we're going to talk about the new album, Can't Outrun a Memory, and here's some music. Let's jump in, Joe. Which song is up first for you?
Well, we're going to do a song called Here in 68. The new record is a bit of a musical, personal journey from 1968 to the present day. That's how we look at it. It's like a short story or a bit of a novel. And it starts out in 1968 where I spent the summer in the great state of New Jersey, Atlantic City, seeing all these great bands and rekindled my love of music and brought my first Telecaster. And this is here in 68 for anybody who can remember those days. Here we go. Summer came to Los Angeles. Somebody gunned another Kennedy down. Thank God we're both free now, Bobby, cried Martin Luther Vaughn, 6 feet in the ground. Then we're all walking on a thin line. What goes down comes back around, and I can smell the smoke from a distance. Feel the fire burning in my bones. Hold on for hope, peace, love, and desire. Question everything that I ever known. Trying hard to keep the faith. Here in 68. Yeah. Here in 68. Everybody was listening to a White Album, and all my friends were growing their hair. Well, there's a riot going on in Chicago. Some people say there's revolution in the air. Well, LBJ said we gotta stop them in Vietnam, or else we'll be fighting them here. And I can smell the smoke from a distance. Feel the fire burning in my bones. Hold on for hope, peace, love, and desire. Question everything that I ever know. Trying hard to give the faith. Here in 68. 1968. Up in Harlem, a fool in love, dead from an overdose. And Jimmy was taking out Electric Ladyland, and Mrs. Robinson was taking out all her clothes. the smoke from a distance. Feel the fire in my bones. Hold on for hope, peace, love, and desire. Question everything that I ever known. Trying hard to keep the faith. Here in 68. Here in 68. 1968. All you need is love. All you need is love. All you need is love. I said, all you need is love. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So this next song is, I'm from Pittsburgh. I try to keep my Pittsburgh accent under control here so y'all can understand me tonight. But so grew up in the shadows of the steel mills and worked with steel mill workers and coal miners my whole life. And this is sort of a song about the good old days when the mines and the mills back home were going strong. It's called If These Hills Could Talk. We're going to start that one over again. Wait. Cut the tape. What a story to tell. 4 files down below, steel mills burning hell. Down where the rivers meet, mighty men walk the walk. They how can tumbling down. If these hills could talk. Smokestacks cast a shadow on a shopping mall. The young man don't remember. The old timers still recall. Before the heat of July, the last man walked out the gates. The foreman locked it down. The company blew it all away. These hills could talk. What a story to tell. 4 files down below, steel mill burning hell. Time where the rivers meet, not a man will walk the walk. It all come tumbling down. If these hills could talk. The town down in West Virginia line. People they had to do just to survive. A new age come roaring in. It changed everyone's lives. Who was tough as steel, we couldn't step the hand of time. If these hills could talk, if these hills could talk. guitar. Thank you. All right.
We are live here in Studio C on the Summit FM. It's Joe Grushecky joining us here in full band, rocking out, plugged in, Joe Grushecky and the House Rockers. And we're listening to some of the songs off Can't Outrun a Memory, the first studio album since what, Joe? 2018? Was that the last
I think
one?
it's 2017.
2017, yeah. So give us a little bit of the background on this album. You said it's kind of like almost like a concept in a way. Is that right? Like a story told?
When I sit down to write a record, I always, at some point a little light bulb goes off, and I feel like I'm writing a story, a short story, a screenplay, maybe a movie, and I try to link the songs together.
Yep.
Sometimes it's only apparent to me that I'm doing it, but I try to get something that it's a coherent story or message that I want to tell at that particular time. And like I said, I started having these dreams and memories about a certain era that I grew up in. And I couldn't shake them. I kept coming back at night, and I kept thinking about it. And it all started in 1968. And the first song is called Here in 68 that we played tonight. The first song on the album is called This Is Who We Are, which was the coolest song of the week on the Underground Garage, by the way.
Yes.
So anyway,
Little Steven, everybody. That's pretty cool.
It starts out, where we are currently in my life. As you can tell, I'm getting up there in age a bit, and I'm not staying out till 4 or 5 in the morning anymore. I'm living on a quiet street. Yelling to the kids to get off my lawn. I was sort of like that, and so I wanted to write a story that reflected my journey from the time in '68 where I bought my first Telecaster. I'd been playing before then, but when I went away to college, I quit playing for a while, and decided I picked up that guitar out of a pawn shop in New Jersey, and said I was never going to put it down again. And it leads me to being here tonight with you guys. So,
yeah,
so
that's
the story of the record.
That's quite a story. Well, and then how about looking back? So that studio album just came out on Omnivore Records. It's Omnivore Recordings, which is a cool label that also does archival releases. And so the Joe Grushecky House Rocker Anthology double album also just got released.
Just released, right.
And that's a career retrospective, like going back to Iron City House Rockers days and everything. So how do you feel looking back on kind of your place in the rock and roll history books?
Well, I'm just glad to be here, The anthology, really, really proud of the anthology. And, we were taken about how good everything still sounded. We started recording with Cleveland Entertainment, Cleveland International. We worked at a studio above the Agora called the Agency.
Yeah.
And, we used to play these bars in Pittsburgh till, 2, 3, 4 in the morning because, that's just the way it was in those days. And getting our traveling vehicle was I had a Chevelle. A Chevy Chevelle, 1970s Chevy Chevelle, would throw everything in the back seat and in the trunk and drive to Cleveland and record all day and then drive home and play at night. Wow. And that's how we recorded our first record. We never spent more than one day at a time in the studio until the end where they mixed it. And to look back on how we did that, to working with Mick Ronson and Ian Hunter, Steve Cropper, Steve Van Zandt, Bruce Springsteen. We started out, we didn't even know anybody that worked in a music store. And so, we were just really inexperienced and raw.
Right.
And to all these years later, that anthology, we're so proud of it because it sounds great. It has great pictures in it. All the recording information's in it. And, we got a chance to work with all these legendary rock and roll people over the years. And, I'm lucky enough to have my son with me, Johnny Grushecky, and Joffo Simmons on the drums. We've been together since 1984. Jeffrey Garrison on the bass. Jeffy and I have been playing together since 2001 on and off. He joined the band full time in 2016. And the great Danny Gochner on guitar. Danny joined us in 2004. And, just to be able to keep doing what I've been doing all these years, I'm so grateful and happy for it. And grateful and happy to be here tonight, actually.
Absolutely. No, it's cool to have, a real legend, especially, given the Pittsburgh and Cleveland, the similarities between these towns and being here in Akron, Youngstown is kind of like the halfway point. So talk about Cleveland International Records, because that legendary record label out of Cleveland, that's where Meatloaf launched.
Right.
And they had Euclid Beach Band
right.
back in the day. They had Rachel Sweet, I think, on some of her
the
early
boys,
stuff. Yeah.
The boys from Illinois, and Ian Hunter and Mick Ronson.
Yep.
And us from Pittsburgh. You got to go back, it's pre-cell phone,
Yeah.
no maps on we had to actually use a map to find.
Like a road atlas.
A road atlas to find we were going in Cleveland. Steve Popovich called me up one night. He invited me to his house on a Sunday because he had heard one of our demo tapes. And somehow we found out where he was living and made our way to the house and rang the doorbell. The door opens, and it's Ronnie Spector.
Yeah.
In a fluorescent purple bikini. Almost fainted right on the spot, right?
Yeah.
And she invited us out back. She said, "Well, Steve will be here in a couple minutes," and tour bus pulls up, and Steve Popovich gets out with some members of the Southside Johnny and the Jukes, and
yes.
Irving Azoff, and Boz Scaggs,
yeah.
who had the #1 record at the time
yep.
with Silk Degrees, and that was our introduction to the music business. And Boz come over to us. He said, "You gotta trust Steve. He'll take care of you." So
yeah.
I always say that Steve sent us back to Pittsburgh with a pocket full of hope. He gave us some money
yep.
to record,
yep.
and he liked what he heard. And we played in Cleveland quite a bit. All the famous bars. We stayed at Swingos and played the Agora. Got booed every time they said we were from Pittsburgh. Should I tell that story now?
Well, hold on. We have a really good Pittsburgh Cleveland story coming up, and I two things I want to mention: the new record "Can't Outrun a Memory" and the double anthology. Both are available here tonight for Summit members in the lobby.
And if you only have one Joe Grushecky and a House Rocker record, actually you should have two. You should buy both of these.
Buy both of those, exactly. I also just wanted to mention, in memory of Steve Popovich, he passed away some years ago, but just a couple years back, his son, Steve Popovich Jr., restarted that label, Cleveland International, right. and did some reissues, and we did an interview with him here at the Summit as well. So
yeah, we have a legendary record we did with Steve Van Zandt and Ian Hunter and Mick Ronson called "Have a Good Time to Get Out Alive." And then we actually became really good friends with Steve Jr., and we put out American Babylon, which is a record we did with Bruce Springsteen. And we unearthed all these live tapes that we played in a club with Bruce here in Pittsburgh. And so there's 2 double CDs. We have those tonight. I think we have a couple copies of vinyl of
very
Have a Good
nice.
Time to Get Out Alive.
See, we thought this through, everybody. This is good stuff. Well, let's do another song. Joe Grushecky and the House Rockers are here for the Summit and Studio C. Which song do you have up next for us here?
It's called Just Drive, or Drive. It's driving down the highway, trying to clear your brain out. Nothing. Nothing in front except road. was driving down the highway, seats are empty in the back. Got the radio up real loud, the thoughts are turning back. The wind is blowing through the windows. I feel like busting out, free from all those little things that I always worry about. I just drive, just driving. I don't know where I'm going. I gotta keep on going. Just drive, I'm just driving. I don't know where I'm going. I gotta keep moving on. Not the first time I feel lost my way. I see everything so clear, then my vision fades away. Takes my whole life, just the sun, just around the bend. She's gone forever on a road that never ends. I just drive, just driving. Don't know where I'm going. I gotta keep on going. Just drive, I'm just driving. Don't know where I'm going. I gotta keep going on. Whoa, whoa. I just drive. Whoa, whoa. I wish there was a switch somewhere inside my head I could just turn off before I climb into the bed. Stare about my whole life, that is I should want. I just can't fall asleep till I relive everyone. I just drive, just drive. I don't know where I'm going. Gotta keep on going. Just drive, just driving. I don't know where I'm going. Gotta keep going on. Whoa, whoa. I just drive. Whoa, whoa. Thank you.
You are tuned for another Wayside Furniture and Blind and Sons Studio C performance. Joe Grushecky is here. Joe Grushecky and the House Rockers in studio and celebrating this new record, Can't Outrun a Memory. And Joe, I got to bring up a high-profile, long-time great buddy of yours, Mr. Bruce Springsteen. Tell us how you first became acquainted with Bruce, and then we'll go to that funny story we were hinting at, too.
Well, Steve Van Zandt worked on Have a Good Time, but Get Out Alive with us. We were recording at Media Sound in New York City, and Steve would spend half the day working with us, and then the other half the day down at the power station working on the river. For a couple weeks anyways, until he became too busy to do it anymore. And so I went down to the power station one night to hang out, and I hate to name drop, but Meatloaf was recording his second album there.
Yeah.
And he had this all-star band. Mick Ronson was playing guitar, and Davy Johnson from Elton John, Nicky Hopkins, right, legendary piano player, Mighty Max, Gary. That was the band. And we were mixing my record at Media Sound with Mick, and he invited me down and ran into Steve, and Steve and Bruce were working on The River, and met Bruce at the power station. And, we just hit it off, and he would come to see us play when we went to New Jersey and sit in with us, and we just became friends. And in early 90s, our career had hit a roadblock. We weren't going anywhere, and so he was kind enough to take us under his wing and produce American Babylon, which was a really game changer for us. It gave us a second lease on life, and it was when you work with somebody as a producer, you either love them or hate them, because it's a very very intimate. You're creating, right, and you don't want anybody that you don't trust telling your songs suck, right? Right. It's like saying your kid's ugly. You don't want anybody saying that. So there's a lot of trust that goes into making a record. Especially when you're as serious as Bruce Springsteen is, and I was about making records, and still am, by the way. So anyway, we became friends, and we started writing together and hanging out together, and we stayed at his house for sometimes weeks at a time, and just became really close back in the late '90s, early 2000s, and we're still friends to this day. I think he was the only guy. I believe I'm the only guy he invited up to play with him on this last tour.
Yeah, I think so. Well, and
no Paul McCartney.
Yeah.
No Eddie Vedder.
But Joe G,
Grushecky.
There
Joe
we
G.
go. Well, and you've played a lot of appearances with him in Pittsburgh and around this area for many years.
We've played with Bruce. Bruce plays with our band a lot in New Jersey. So, we've played probably with Bruce, I don't know, 60, 70 times, And it's not just, when I play with the E Street Band, or Johnny and I sit with the E Street Band, so 1 or 2, 3 songs and we're out. When he plays with us, it's like a couple hours. Yeah, we know his songs, he knows ours. And we did a lot of legendary gigs, right, in New Jersey. Yeah, we did this Light of Day benefit for Parkinson's disease every year, so Bruce has been kind enough to play many of them with us.
Is he still the same guy all these years and all the fame?
He's the same, humble billionaire.
Yeah. That's pretty great. Well, and then share the story of the Cleveland gig. And what year did this happen in?
I believe it was 2016,
Okay,
I think.
So just a few years back.
Yeah, a few years back. We had missed him in Pittsburgh because we were out of town, and I wanted to see him play the River, so we took that long drive down the Ohio Turnpike to Cleveland to see him play the River. And we were hanging out backstage for quite some time. And Johnny and I went to our seats, and Bruce comes on. He starts to Ties the Bind, and the second song is the party song, Sherry Darling, right? And so he goes, "All right, Pittsburgh, let's make some party noises." And people it was stunned silence. and he goes, "Oh my God, I was just talking to Joe Grushecky backstage. I thought I was in Pittsburgh." So it felt like 10,000 people turned around and stared at us. And then he invited Johnny and I to play Born to Run. Who boozed Born to Run, right?
Right.
But they booed us when we came on stage, which I thought was kind of a tribute. It was like no, never mind.
But it was very on par,
Yeah.
We love Cleveland.
We laughed the whole way home.
Oh man, no, it's great. Well, and
one of the highlights.
What great cities, but I kind of love that rivalry too. Through the years, that's amazing.
My God, when I was a kid, a great big football fan that I was when I was a kid, I used to have an uncle who would take me to the games, and I had to beg him to take me to the Cleveland Brown games because I wanted to see Jimmy Brown run the football, right?
Yep.
And I really had to literally beg him because he said, "Oh man, the language and the fights in the stands." He said, "I don't know if I could take you to a Browns game," but I talked him into it.
That's great. Well, how about another one here? Joe Grushecky and the House Rockers for Studio C. Which one do you have up next for us?
I think we're going to play Until I See You Again. It's our song to all our old friends and friendship, our families, new friends, old friends. It's a bit of a toast. I know nobody's drinking tonight.
We got some bottled water.
I'm going to drink a toast to you. Let's raise our glasses, drink a toast to all the ones we love most, to our brothers, to our sisters, to our best friends. I will keep you in my heart until I see you again. Thanks for coming out tonight. Whew. The mushrooms are kicking in.
Dancer, buckle up, son, we're sending you to school. You gotta get an education, put that brain to use. Get some new friends, I got high as can be. Patrick, Pooch, Gizzy and me. Let's raise our glasses and drink a toast to all the ones who we love most. To our brothers and sisters and our best friends, I keep you in my heart till I see you again. I keep you in my heart until I see you again. They taught me about life, how to live loose and be free. They became just like brothers to me. We spent one winter down on the Florida Keys. Apache, Pooch, Gizzy and me. Raise our glasses and drink a toast to all the ones who we love most. To our brothers and sisters and our best friends, I keep you in my heart till I see you again. I keep you in my heart till I see you again. We were wild boys living in crazy times. I sure do miss those old friends of mine. I got to laugh at all those old memories. Apache, Pooch, Gizzy and me. Let's raise our glasses and drink a toast to all the ones we love most. To our brothers and sisters and our best friends, I keep you in my heart till I see you again. I keep you in my heart till I see you again. I keep you in my heart until I see you again. Until I see you again. Thank you. Thank you.
Oh, yeah. Live in Studio C. These are the perks of being a Summit member, getting invited to these private concerts and interviews. Joe Grushecky and the House Rockers. How about another hand for them? Man, this is great. So, all right, we've heard several off Can't Outrun a Memory, the brand new record, but how about for one big finale, let's dip into the catalog a little bit. What do you want to play from the archives?
I think we're going to pump some iron and switch some steel for you.
Let's do it.
Jimmy was a rocker. Oh, how he liked to rock. The cold his head is rotten. Practice the way he talk. He's gonna go out tonight and make a little noise. He was a steel driving man, just like his daddy was. He didn't have a choice, doing what he's told. When he can't be a man, better be one of the boys. I'm gonna meet little Joe at the corner. Well, make sure he's dressed up to the right. Little Joe was gone like a goner for tonight. Oh, but that's alright. Bumping iron, sweat steel, hot stone, just to kill. Bumping iron, sweat and steel. Well, you can never understand the way I feel. But Jim is gonna meet Maria downtown, 10 o'clock. Well, an old man don't like him, won't let him come in the house. Pop a pill and drink some whiskey. Get a little wasted, baby, that's alright. 'Cause that plum hung out the liver's whole lifetime in just one night. How it might be the night. Woo! Pumping iron, sweat steel, hot stone, just to kill. Come on now. Pumping iron, sweat and steel. Understand the way I feel. Come Maria, oh she looks hot. Got to give her everything I've got at last. Gets in the Chevy, St. Joe. Gets on the gas, watch it go so fast. She's so fast. Feel it out there tonight? I said, do you feel it out there tonight? Now you have been sitting down too long. Get up out of them seats. Come on, get up out of them seats. Get up out of them seats and get your hands together. Let me hear you. Show them, Johnny. Do you feel it out there? Do you feel it out there? Come on, come on. Come sweat steel, hot stone, just to keep coming out. Oh, yeah, I'm in sweat and steel. Well, you can never understand. Pumping iron, sweat steel, hot stone, just to keep pumping iron. Oh yeah, I'm here sweating steel. Well, you can never understand the way I feel. Well, you can never understand the way I feel. Pump that iron out good. Pump that iron out good. Pump that iron out good. With the hot rockers, everybody, thanks for coming out.
Oh my, that is amazing. We got everybody out of their seats. That is great. Joe Grushecky and the House Rockers, ladies and gentlemen. One more hand. Let's give it up for these guys. The hardest working band in rock and roll, the House Rockers, celebrating the new record, Can't Outrun a Memory, on Omnivore Recordings. And copies are available here tonight for Summit members. Joe Grushecky, ladies and gentlemen. And the House Rockers.
Johnny Grushecky, Jaffa Simmons, Jeffrey Garrison, Danny Gottman.